King Jakreen. Jakreen took the throne in the year 555 at the age of 80. By the time of his coronation, he had already reached the rank of Guild Master in the Guild of Stonemasons. It was Jakreen who first publicly stated plans to rebuild the King's Arch. The King's Arch was modeled after a similar design on Gartenay. It was prophesied that the great king would be welcomed by the arch, and so its construction was obviously seen as very important. In 598, headed by Guildmaster Chorus of the Guild of Stonemasons, design of the arch was begun. In 600, construction started, and in 625, the arch was completed. Because Denis numerals are base 25, the year 625 was very significant. It was a day of great celebration, as it marked their first century on Earth and, because of the prophecies, allowed for the passage of the great king. As a result, from the time of its completion onward, all kings sailed through the arch as part of their coronation ceremony. As construction of the arch was underway, Jakreen planned for construction of the Temple of the Great King. Specifications for the building were recorded in ancient prophecies, and Jakreen made sure that each was followed through the last span. Most were taken from the regal Tavok of Upra. Construction was finished in 643. It should be noted that at the time of construction there were apparently quite a few people who questioned the dimensions of the building, calling them rather odd and exorbitant. However, Jakreen would hear nothing of their complaints and, in fact, managed to anger quite a few of those who worked on the temple during its construction, as recorded in the Guild of Stonemasons records. Once the temple was complete, Jakreen ordered the transfer of the gold throne from the temple that Reneriv had built to the new temple of the Great King. In 654, Jakreen's wife gave birth to a son. Unfortunately, the boy only lived for 10 years before dying of a rare disease. It is not known what the disease was. Records only indicate extremely high temperatures and extremely sore and brittle bones. It was not 10 years after the death of the boy that Jakreen's wife passed away, also at a young age. The tragedies seem to have had a devastating effect on Jakreen, and in his later years he was known to be easily angered and extremely harsh. He remarried in 700, and his second wife gave birth to a son 17 years later, followed by 2 daughters. Records speak of various accusations of abuse towards his children, though nothing was ever proven. Regardless of whether or not there was abuse, it seems he was never able to get over the death of his son and his first wife. As one of the prophetesses who advised him wrote in her journal, he never seemed to really love or appreciate any of them, though he did leave the throne to the oldest of them. It was Jakreen who encouraged further private construction for the island in 775, including the Jetiri district. He named the high-class district after his first son, who had died 111 years earlier. Jakreen died of natural consequences in 812 at the age of 337. It was often said that Jakreen died a very sad and unsatisfied man.